Fosnot, aka Get Well Michelle, and we are filming live on Jane Unchained News right now. We are really excited to be here at Solid Rock Community School today. I'm looking at all the smiles of all the kids around here. Hopefully we can get a shot of them at some point. We have over 250, 300 people in here right now, and more coming, so that's pretty cool. Lots of people are going to be here today for this event. So we have several guest speakers here today to talk about what's our theme for the school year. Who can tell me? Compassion. Compassion, that's right. Our theme is compassion. So all of their messages are going to tie into that theme, so we're really excited to hear that. And they have driven far and flown on planes to get here for today. And then after their special talks with you all today, then we're going to go outside in support of Greta Thunberg, which we've been learning about her in school, and what she is doing as a kid inspiring change. So we have a big day going on here today, so I thank you all for being here. I love seeing you in your shirts and ready to go with those smiles on your faces. So hopefully we'll have people tune in to watch what Solid Rock Community School is doing, because you guys are part of the change. Like I told you before, when we talk in assemblies on Friday morning, you guys are going to be the leaders in our world one day. So look around at your neighbor. Look at that neighbor that you have. That person next to you could be a famous scientist, they could be a world leader, they could be president. You never know who they're going to be when they grow up. So we are trying to create a place and a message with you guys so you understand that you guys have the power to make a difference in this world. Each one of you, every one of you, no voice is ever too small. So I'd like to welcome our first guest today. And this is Animal Hero Kids. I am so excited to have them here today. So you guys are going to see something very special. You're going to hear a lot of special things. And maybe some of you will decide to get involved with that movement. Who knows, right? Yeah, I see some hands clapping for that. So that's really cool. Great. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and welcome Animal Hero Kids.
I'm so thrilled to be at the first plant-based school in the southern United States. I am so thrilled to be here. And normally I'm Mother Nature, but today I'm not Mother Nature. We're going to go through these quickly. And we come to schools all over the United States and Canada about helping animals, presentations, and there are so many ways you can help animals. We're going to go through these quickly. So this is our book, Animal Hero Kids, Voices for the Voiceless. And there are hundreds of stories in this book, real stories about kids your age helping all species of animals. And this is a story I want to tell you that happened in England. There was a boy that was going to school, and he saw a dog that was actually, somebody had left the dog in the van, and they had tied the dog by a leash to the steering wheel. Not a good idea. The dog was hot, and he busted through the window. The dog jumped out of the car, the van, and was actually choking on the leash. And all of the people, adults, and everyone that saw the dog stayed away from the dog because they were so scared that something would, because it was a big dog, and they're like, oh, we don't want to go near. But this 13-year-old boy, this is the picture that his friend took from across the street, rescued that dog. And then when he graduated from, it was 6th grade in England, we surprised him with an Animal Hero Kids Award and also tickets and a letter from the soccer team in Manchester, which he was thrilled at. And our book, we're going to give you a copy of the book today, and it is full of service learning projects and all kinds of wonderful ideas to help animals. And we're going to go to the next one. And each year we have the Animal Hero Kids Awards, and this year we're having it November 2nd. And there's a School Hero to All Award. And guess who's getting that School Hero to All Award this year? Can anybody guess?
Us.
Yes. Can you say the name of your school? Right, exactly. So that's because it's a hero to all, because you're plant-based. You're helping the planet, you're helping animals, and you're helping health, human health. And this is a story of girls that, for a project in Miami, their school said they should raise pigs. And then at the end of the project, they should auction them off, which is not good for the pigs, because when they're auctioned off, that means they're not going to be alive at the end. And they wanted to save their pigs, and they did all kinds of things to help save their pigs. And the school said, hey, it's the project, you've got to do it. But they would not take no for an answer. And they even went to the auction and, with help, bought their pigs. And that's the pigs rescued on the sanctuary today. Wasn't that great? And then that's Miss Piggy. I love you. And one of our Animal Hero Kids are here. You're gonna meet them. You're gonna meet them later. And that's our president, Vegan Evan. And he's in the book too. And this was a rescue where there was a sign that said free bacon at the side of the road. And Franny and Josie and her parents were driving. And they saw the sign, free bacon. They get out at the side of the road in the country in Virginia, and in this cage is this pig. And they just left the pig inside the road in the cage. And there's Franny and Josephine today. It got bigger. And we also have 2 other Animal Hero Kids here. So we have 3 Animal Hero Kids with us today. Next one, thank you. And here's another story that I'm gonna donate the book, and you can take it out of the library to read it, because I'm trying to keep on time. And we have Landon and Riley, Animal Hero Kids, that are here today too, that will help us. And the next one. And I'm just wondering how much time I have, Michelle, because I'm just wondering if I have time to tell this story. Okay, so Valentine the pelican. For 16 years, I rehabilitated injured wildlife. And one day, on Valentine's Day, a pelican came in who was missing the top half of his beak. Now, that meant he couldn't preen, which birds love to do, and he couldn't eat food on his own. And in the pelican pool, while the other pelicans were around, they didn't talk to him, they didn't go near him, they didn't stand by him. And we decided, for the first time ever, to do a beak transplant on a pelican. And we got the same dental wires that you use for braces, human braces, and attached a beak on Valentine the pelican. Valentine the pelican had his new beak, and he came out by the pelican pool, and he started preening. And he ate on his own, and all the other pelicans came close. I want to say one thing. Imagine if you were new at school and you didn't know anybody and no one taught to you, you would say the same things that you think those pelicans may have said. Hello, will you be my friend? We're not going to ostracize you. All of those things. And this is our November 2nd Animal Hero Kids Summit, and you're all invited to come there for free. And it's in Deerfield Beach. And if we can arrange even a bus to come to pick you up, we will. We'll talk about that. And I've got some flyers for the adults and teachers, so we can arrange that. So I also have some special guests to come to see you, but they are shy, and you have to cover your eyes with your hands for them to come out. Adults too. So I'm going to count to 3 and you're going to cover your eyes with your hands. 1, 2, 3. No peeking. No peeking. No peeking. No peeking.
What the heck is that?
Okay. And open your eyes. My friends, okay? This is Rocky Raccoon. And this is Ronnie B. Cow. And this is Kitty T. Cat. So now on the way here, when we were driving, we drove all the way from West Palm Beach. And Rocky drove late into the night because he's nocturnal. Who knows what nocturnal means? Yes? Yes, the animals that are awake at night. And it's, why is it that you want to be awake at night, Rocky? Whisper to me, be shy. Oh yes, because when you're sleeping, he gets to go out and look for food in the yard. Is Rocky wearing any boots? Do raccoons wear boots or shoes? No. So if there is something sharp on the ground left or litter, what would happen?
He would cut himself.
He would cut himself. Very good answers. And this is Ronnie B. Cow. And who can tell me what Ronnie's middle name is that starts with a V?
Ronald McDonald.
Starts with a V. So who can guess? Let's see, starts with a V. Yes, with the pink ribbon, yes. Nice and loud. What? Want to get? Vegan. Very good. Give her a clap. In all the schools I've been to, in all the years, this is the first time anybody got the answer right away. So that was really good. Excellent. And Ronnie is so happy to be here. He loves vegans and vegans. He loves vegans. And Kitty T. Cat, what were you saying? Oh yes. Now Kitty T. Cat, do you know cats are the #1 abandoned animal in the United States? There are so many cats that need homes. And tell me, where do you think that you should go if you wanted to help a cat? Where would you go to help a cat? Yes? With the pink tail. Yes. Where would you go? Okay, go ahead. Oh, if the cat was stuck in the tree, to the fire station. Yes, yes, yes. Say it again. If you wanted to help a cat. You wanted to help a cat, yes? Adopt a cat, yes? From a shelter, yes? Pet shelter, yes? Animal shelter, very good. All good answers. Give yourselves a clap. That's very good. So now we also have some Animal Hero kids that are in the book that came to see you today. Come on out. You could be an Animal Hero kid. We have Animal Hero Kids co-presidents all over the United States and Canada and even England. And how you can be an Animal Hero kid is that you speak out when animals are being harmed. That you stand up and say, this is wrong if someone is getting teased. Because we're animals. What kind of animal are we? We're mammals. How do we know we're a mammal? How do we know we're a mammal? Anybody know? How do we know we're a mammal? Somebody that hasn't asked before, yes.
Because we own instruments.
Well, that's very good. Yes. And how do we know we're a mammal? How else? Yes? from when we're babies? Who can tell us? Don't guess? Their mom's milk. So that's how we know we're mammals. We have our mom's milk. Now listen to this. I was at a presentation with all these businessmen at a Rotary Club, and I said, what kind of animal are we? And this is what they answered. And I said again, what kind of animal are we? I said to them. And they didn't say anything because they didn't know that we're animals. And we are all animals. And sometimes that's what happens. People are so separate from the other animals that we think we can do things to them. Like you can take wildlife and keep them in cages. Or we can take cows and other animals and make them have miserable lives and kill and eat them. Or we can just not even take care of the companion animals and the cats that need us. We're all animals. So I'm going to ask one more question before I go. Would you like to be an Animal Hero kid? So that means standing up, speaking up, and think about your food choices. And you are so fortunate to be at this school, a groundbreaking school. Thank you very much for inviting us to your school. Go to animalherokids.org. And if you'd like to come to the summit, it is free for all the Solid Rock students. And so we'll see you, and we're giving the School Hero to All Award at the Animal Hero Kids Summit and Celebration. So bye.
Thank you, Animal Hero Kids. Let's give them a big round of applause, everybody. All right. I really hope that I see some of you become Animal Hero Kids. I'm really excited about that. I love that. And we look forward to seeing them in November. Isn't that so cool that our school is getting that award? Don't you guys feel so proud of yourselves? Plant the Change. We've got a lot going on and lots of special guests here today. I'm really excited. I'm so happy Animal Hero Kids was here, and we'll be seeing and hearing more from them as the year goes on. And our next guest that we're going to bring up is actually Evan, who you just saw a second ago, who actually is an Animal Hero Kid, but he is also an activist. All right, come on, Evan. So this is Evan. Can we all give him a big welcome? All right, Evan. You ready? I'm going to hand you over the mic. Ready to take it? You got this thing? You're confident standing up in front of this group of kids? Yeah? Yeah? All right. Evan, how old are you?
I'm 9 years old, and I go by Vegan Evan. I'm from Melbourne, Florida, and I'm the president of Animal Hero Kids, which is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that reaches millions of kids and teens each year. And their message is to spread the word of kindness towards all kinds. I've been vegan for about 4 years, and I used to eat meat like most of you, but now I'm vegan because I love all animals, even bugs. I save bugs. My mom even got me a cool bug catcher thing that's like a vacuum, and then you can release them with it. So that's pretty cool, so we can save the bugs, because we don't even like to kill bugs. And if I save bugs, why would I ever eat any animal, like a pig or a cow or a chicken? So finally I made the connection that that is what I was eating, and I became pesco-lacto-ovo vegetarian, and then I stopped eating all that stuff and I became vegetarian. And then my mom watched Cowspiracy, a good documentary, on like veganism, and she said that she was going to try to be vegan on the way to school. And I said, I want to also. And she said, well, you can't have pizza, you can't have cupcakes, you can't have a whole bunch of things. And I said, no, Mommy, if the animals are being hurt and I don't need it, then I don't want it. We've all been vegan ever since. They live in sad, horrible conditions, and they're taken away from their families. So that's why I'm vegan, because the animals want to live just like us. And I'm a vegan rapper, so who wants to hear me rap? Vegan is my name. Save the animals is my game. I like to be vegan, and you will too. So go vegan is the best thing to do. I don't eat meats, and I don't eat eggs. I don't eat anything that have legs. Yeah, you heard. I don't eat decomposing flesh. Instead, I eat fruits and veggies that are fresh. I don't even drink anything that's scary, so I definitely don't do dairy. So stay plants and animals and go vegan. You're up to 7 out. Actually, you want to hear one more? Hey, my friends, got something to tell. I've got a tip that'll help you stay well. Now is the time to go vegan. It'll help you feel young and healthy again. Not only will it help you, it'll help the ecosystem too. What about the poor, cats, pigs, and hens? Don't you think we should treat them as our friends? They have families, friends, and feelings too. And they want to live just like me and you. So go vegan is the best thing to do. It'll help you, the animals, and the environment too. Go out and I teach people why I'm vegan, why they should be vegan too. So I love doing that because I think that's great to be vegan, and other people need to be vegan too. So I do activism. But yeah.
All right, can we give Evan a big hand? We're always talking about compassion here at Solid Rock, and we're really getting you to think about compassion towards people, towards animals, and towards environment. And we're also talking about kids inspiring change. So in a little while, we're going to be doing something recognizing Greta Thunberg because she's a kid inspiring change. Well, Evan is a kid inspiring change too. These are kids who they believe in something and they speak about it. And that's what activism is. Activism is taking action regarding something that you feel strongly about. And these are people that make a difference. And whether you believe in their cause or not, or you're going to support it or not, let me tell you something. All great minds listen and think. And they process what they hear. And they think about it. Right? We all have to do that. You can never just be so shut down to hear any message that you're, oh, I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. I would never do that. That's too hard. Oh, that's not for me. You need to shut down, listen to the message, and process it to see if it makes sense for you or not. Right? But you need to be willing to think. All great minds are willing to consider. So thank you so much, Evan. And he's going to be hanging out here today. They're all hanging out here all day. They're going to be doing other things with us. You'll see him in some of the classes. I think you're doing the Lego robotics class. Yeah, so that's so cool. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Veronica, are you ready? All right, come on over here. So Veronica actually visited our school, I believe it was like 2 years ago. Yeah, so we've become good friends since then. I just love her. And I have so much to say about you, but I don't want to say it and then you're going to say it. So I don't want to double repeat anything. So I'll let you talk, and thank you so much for being here. Let's welcome Veronica.
Hello, Solid Rock. So good to be here. I'm so excited that your school year is themed compassion. That's amazing. Let's for making that happen. So, my name is Veronica Green. I'm the author of the Veggie Vero children's book series. And Veggie Vero is a vegan superhero who rescues the animals and teaches children about compassionate living. Everything that I write in my work and every decision that I make as a consumer is done with the idea of compassion in mind. I ask myself questions like, who is affected by my actions? And can I get the same results in a less harmful way? This has become second nature for me and so many others like me. And part of my life's work is to share that lifestyle with young people so that we can create a kinder and more sustainable future. So you can all imagine how excited I was to learn that your school year theme is compassion. I want to talk about that word for a minute, compassion. The definition of compassion, when you look it up, is sympathetic pity and concern for the sufferings or misfortunes of others. So that's kind of a fancy way of saying to feel sorry for someone who is suffering, right? To feel sorry for someone who is suffering, to acknowledge their suffering in a kind and loving way, and certainly not to take part and to contribute to that suffering. So if you've ever seen those commercials on TV where there's young children who are hungry, they don't have access to clean water, they're dirty. If you've ever seen those kind of commercials and felt sorry for them, maybe you've gotten teary-eyed watching them, that's compassion. But nobody likes seeing that type of suffering, right? It makes us feel sad. It makes us feel maybe a little bit guilty for having an easier life than they do, right? It's not in our nature to inflict pain on innocent people, or on innocent beings, I should say. And it's hard to watch others suffering, especially if you feel like you can't do much to help them. But what if I told you that you can save lives every single day? You don't have to move far away or wait until you're a certain age. What if I told you that you could start saving lives easily today? Wouldn't you want to? I'm here to tell you that you can. Every single one of us can take steps to saving lives, improving the environment, and improving our health every day, starting today, if you make that choice, by taking steps towards living a vegan lifestyle. Raise your hand if you know what vegan means. Okay, that's good. That's more than most of the crowds I've spoken to. So for those who are not sure, being vegan means to live without contributing to any animal exploitation. Vegans believe that animals are here on this earth with us and not for us. So we don't eat meat, dairy, no cow's milk, no eggs, nothing from an animal. And we also don't wear fur or cow's skin, which is also known as leather. And we don't pay to see any animals being held captive as entertainment. So some of you might be thinking, well, you were just talking about saving human lives. Why should I care so much about animals when there's human beings suffering every day? I used to think that way. Being vegan, as I've learned, and we're going to go over a few key points here, does save human lives, believe it or not. It saves humans, it saves the environment, and of course it saves animals. It's the quickest way for any person to make a difference and truly live a compassionate life. I know this concept might seem strange to some of you, not eating meat or dairy, it might seem extreme, and I used to think that as well, but believe me, what it takes for these products to reach your plate is way more extreme than leaving them on your plate. In a little while, we'll talk about how veganism saves human lives, but I want everyone to listen with an open mind, and remember, I'm speaking purely from a place of love, and my intention is to empower you with knowledge that I wish I had at your age.
And knowing something is always better than not knowing. That's very important. Knowledge gives you power to make an informed choice. Food companies have put a lot of effort into making us think that we need animal products. By including cow's milk and meat onto our food pyramid, for years it's caused people to think that we need these things in order to live healthy lives. So when we sit down to eat, we don't think about the meat as a living animal with intelligence and feelings. We just see food. So if you take anything away from my speech today, I would like for it to be the importance of making an informed decision. Thinking outside of the box of tradition and questioning anything that feels to you like an injustice. So about 4 years ago, I saw a video online. This video forever changed the way I looked at food. I had always thought of myself as an animal lover. I grew up with pets. I had kitty cats, I had dogs, I had relatives who owned horses, so I was always around horses. I even had a parrot, a golden blue parrot who would say, "Pretty bird," and he would say, "I love you." So I loved animals. But then I saw this video as an adult. And it was a video about where meat comes from. The chicken, steak, hamburgers, turkey, bacon, ground beef, and deli meats that I was buying from the grocery store, those were all animals. They were alive at one time. Living, breathing animals, just like the dogs and cats and the horses and the parrot that I grew up loving. So I couldn't get this idea out of my head. Why did those animals have a different destiny than the ones that I welcomed into my home? Those animals were now in a grocery store packaged up for me to buy for dinner. I started to research cows and pigs and chickens in particular. I started to look at them in a whole new way. Why were they really put on this earth? Were they really put here for us to eat? And if so, I'm thinking to myself, if so, why do they seem so similar to the ones that we're not supposed to eat, like cats and dogs? Cows, pigs, and chickens all have eyes to see, ears to hear, mouth to talk, to communicate, right? They even have babies. They have babies and they take care of their babies, just like a mama cat takes care of her kittens. So I started to think about my plant-based foods, my fruits and veggies that I was eating. They didn't have those same qualities, right? They don't have mouth, eyes, ears, nose. They don't scream or fight for their lives when they're picked out of the ground. They just grow in the soil with water and sunlight. It all seemed to just, it seemed so much more simple and so non-violent. And I realized something that changed my life forever. I no longer wanted to eat anything that could suffer. I wanted to try being vegan. This came at a crucial time in my life because I was just starting to write my first children's book. I had this awesome character, Veggie Vero, who was going to help kids make healthier choices. But now I was questioning what the whole idea of healthy really meant. So this was actually a crossroads for me. I was struggling to put words on paper, and what I now realize is that I was having an internal conflict because my actions were not aligning with my values. I would never hurt an animal, but here I was paying for someone else to hurt them. And I was supposed to share that message with kids? I said, absolutely not. The decision for me to go vegan was so special because it shaped my writing. I had to rethink this character, Veggie Vero, and she transformed into a vegan superhero with a real defined message of compassion and kindness instead of just a character who was going to say, eat healthy. So now, getting back to this idea of compassion, the compassion that I felt for animals was now like a new filter. It was like I had put on a pair of compassion sunglasses, and it was changing the way I viewed the world around me. At the grocery store, I would find myself looking at all the ingredients on things before I would put it into my cart, trying to see whether or not someone had suffered in order for that food to reach me. And if the answer was yes, I would put it back on the shelf. It was such an empowering feeling to know that I was making an educated decision about the foods I was buying. And after a while, I discovered that almost everything I put back on the shelf had a vegan version close by. A kinder version of the same food, made from plants instead of animals. So I thought to myself, how lucky we are to have all these options, and why isn't everyone buying the vegan options, the kinder options? I started buying vegan ice cream and vegan yogurt and veggie burgers and vegan salad dressings, and of course I spent a lot more time in the produce section. I experimented with all types of new veggie dishes, lentils and rice and pastas and wraps and tacos. My options are endless. Your options are endless. I quickly learned this. Being vegan was easy. Eating at restaurants was a little trickier. This was 4 years ago. Things are changing. But back then, I remember a lot of these restaurants that had, most of them didn't have vegan options, but the ones that did had it on a separate menu. And it was a whole separate menu that you had to special request. And I didn't understand this. I said, why would they not want the vegan options, the kinder options, to be easy for everyone to see? And that's when I realized how important it was for me to spread the word about veganism, because unless lots of people were asking for the vegan options, creating a demand, the restaurants were not going to make them easily available. Those options were taking up space on their menu that would be used for meat dishes that would sell easily. So I realized it was all about money. The grocery stores and the restaurants, they didn't care about innocent animals suffering. They cared about what was going to make them money. And when you truly, truly understand that, you understand your power as a consumer. Consumer means a person who buys goods and services. One day you will all grow up and have your own money that you're going to use to buy things and do things, and what you choose to spend your money on creates a demand for the type of world you want to live in. Don't ever think for a moment that one person doesn't make a difference. One person going vegan is huge, because that person will have countless ripple effects. That person will be an example to their circle of family and friends, and that person will plant seeds of knowledge every time they have a conversation about their lifestyle. And that one person equals thousands of dollars each year that are going to be spent on kinder, more compassionate options instead of animal products. One more person creating a demand for a kinder world. Now, I want to talk for a moment about how eating animals affects human lives. One of the biggest human rights issues that has always resonated with me is the fact that all of these animals, 10 million animals, and that's only in the US per year, need to be fed, right? They need to be fed, only to later be slaughtered. And where do you think that food is coming from? The grain, corn, soy, and other crops that we feed to these 10 billion land animals every year are mostly grown in poverty-stricken countries, where those crops could have been used to feed starving people. And the water, too. The animals need to drink clean water every day. So a single farm cow can drink anywhere from 40 to 100 gallons of water per day. An estimated 55% of the world's fresh water supply goes to raising animals for food. Really think about that. Remember the starving kids that I talked about earlier? almost 2 billion people on this earth don't have access to clean drinking water. We have everything we need to really end world hunger and provide clean, fresh water to everybody. But instead, we're feeding our food. Growing crops overseas and shipping them to wealthier nations so that we can have burgers. It's really crazy because the absurd thing is we have veggie burgers, we have vegan everything, and it's delicious. There's no need to continue this unsustainable system of raising an animal, feeding it, just to later use it for food. Now, here's another very real way that the meat industry affects human lives. I want you all to think for a minute about animal waste. Pee-pee and poo-poo, number 1 and number 2. If you have a pet at home, think about how many times it goes to the bathroom, right? Every day. And some of you might live in communities where the neighbors get really upset if you don't pick up after your dog, right? Why? Why do they get upset?
Because they got anger issues.
They got anger issues? Maybe because they don't want to step in any dog poop, or they don't want to smell it when they walk outside of their house.
They don't want to clean it up.
They don't want to clean it up. Nobody wants to live around poop, right? Now, I want you to imagine the poop from 10 billion animals. How do you get rid of it? What do you do with it? What do these farms do with all that poop?
Throw it away.
Well, the factory farms are typically located in lower income communities, so it's people who live there, they don't have a lot of resources, they can't afford to move most of the times. And these factory farms, what they do is they pile all of the animal waste into a big hole in the ground. They mix it in with chemicals and it creates a big toxic soup. And what happens is they use these giant sprinklers to spray it out. They mist it out. It creates a mist. And that mist is carried through the air, and the people who live in the nearby communities have to smell it. They have to inhale that. And they have to deal with the repercussions of having poop sprayed into their neighborhood, where their children play, eat, and sleep. Now, if that's not a human rights violation, I don't know what is. And there's no better solution as of now. This is happening now in 2019. And when we pay for meat and dairy, that's part of what we're supporting. And the last thing I want to talk about as far as how human lives are affected by the meat and dairy industry is the employees. There's over 500,000 employees, people in the United States who work at these factory farms. Somebody has to work there, right? These are not nice places to work. Most of the employees at factory farms are working there out of desperation. They don't have a lot of options. They're exposed to harmful toxins, incredibly low pay, and long-standing shifts. They often get pecked and scratched by terrified animals, and injuries are very common since they're using sharp machinery and they're being pressured to work faster and faster. And the worst part of it all is many of them end up with depression and PTSD, just simply due to the violent nature of the work that they're doing. So yes, the meat and dairy industry does affect human lives in many ways, and it would be unjust to talk about compassion and not discuss factory farming. And I haven't even touched on the health issues. We'll dive more into that conversation in my workshop later today. But for those of you who might not see me, I just want to say this. The World Health Organization has now placed processed meat into the same category of carcinogens as cigarette smoke. It's cancerous. We know that it causes high blood pressure, contributes to heart disease. Meat is not necessary for protein. We don't need it. We know this. We have countless examples of bodybuilders and athletes who have proven to the world every day that protein is abundant in a plant-based diet. In fact, the protein that you do get from an animal is a byproduct of the plants that the animal ate while it was alive. So, by eating plants instead of the animal, you're going straight to the source and skipping all the bad stuff. And most importantly of all, by adopting a vegan lifestyle, you are taking steps towards towards living in alignment with your values. Nobody wants to hurt animals or contribute to deforestation or climate change. So, in the name of compassion, I urge you all to take a vegan challenge with your families. And I actually have a link on my website to Vegan 22-Day Challenge if you're interested. It's super helpful to get if you don't know where to start. My website is veggiepharaoh.com, and I will be doing a book reading later today at Green Culture around 4 p.m. So I hope to see you all there. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Veronica. So remember a couple weeks ago, we spoke in our assembly and we talked about activism and people that have a message. And like I said, it's so important to be willing to listen to a message. We hear messages every day. We hear them on TV every day. Every commercial that we see, there's a message they're giving us. Okay? Buy this, take this pill, whatever. There's always messages we're being thrown. All right? And today you're hearing speakers coming with a different message. Maybe one some of you have heard before, or maybe you haven't. Okay, I don't know. But it's something for you to think about. It's just giving you something to think about. Now, what's really cool is we're a plant-based school, right? So you guys have one meal a day here that's plant-based. All right, so plant-based. Okay, plant-based and vegan. People ask me that all the time. What's the difference between plant-based and vegan? There actually are quite a few differences. Okay, so I'm not going to get into the differences, but I'm going to tell you there's one similarity. Because plant-based and vegan are not necessarily the same thing. But there's one similarity between plant-based and vegan. It's they both don't eat animal products. Okay? They both don't eat it. So plant-based aren't eating it for health reasons. Vegans aren't eating it for compassion reasons. But the same thing is they just stay away from animal products. Well, we have one plant-based lunch here every day. And that lunch is better for your human health. It's also better for animals and better for our environment. So with one lunch, we as a school are doing something that changes the world, really. It really does. You guys are doing something amazing. And you know what? You like the food. Okay? The food tastes good. You know, and that's what people need to learn. Because you know what? Not everybody is going to go vegan for animals. They're not. All right? It's just reality. It's sad, but true. It's reality. They're not. But some people will go vegan or plant-based for the environment because the environment matters to them. Other people, they don't care about animals or the environment. But guess what most people do care about? Most of us care about ourselves, right? And when you go plant-based for health, you're not hurting animals, but you're saving yourself. You're giving yourself a longer and healthier life. Okay, the plant-based diet is the only diet that can reverse and prevent many of our leading contributors of lifestyle diseases. All right, so the number one killer, okay, who knows what the number one killer is? Heart disease. Heart disease. What's heart disease caused by? Does anyone know? Heart, yeah, thank you, Joe. Yes, anyone else know? Okay, so heart disease is caused by high cholesterol. High cholesterol gives us heart disease. Who knows where cholesterol comes from? Is there anyone here? Where does cholesterol come from, Andrew? Where? What did he say? No. Who can tell me where cholesterol comes from? Does anyone know? Where does it come from? Animal product. Yes, there's two ways we get cholesterol, people. One is through our own human body, which produces all the healthy cholesterol we need. The other one is through animal products, and that gives us the unhealthy cholesterol. So when you have, how many of you here, and you guys may or may not know this, okay, but who knows if they have a parent or a family member with high cholesterol? Okay, so some of you know. How many of you have had a parent, family member, or friend who's died with heart disease, heart attack, heart surgery, okay? These come from animal products. Animal products contain cholesterol. So many people don't know that. So when we're talking about animal products, they're so bad for so many things. So whether you care about animals, or you care about the environment, or you care about human health, regardless of which of the three you care about, by just avoiding eating them, you do all three. You do three amazing things with one act. One act. So when you don't eat that meat-filled lunch, and you come to school and you eat our plant-based lunch, you're helping save animals, you're helping better the environment, and you're taking better care of your body. Okay, so it's a win-win-win. That's what I always call it, a win-win-win. I don't care what reason makes you do it. It doesn't matter. Whatever's more important to you, it doesn't matter to me. Okay? You're not going to get everybody to believe in compassion towards the world, or compassion towards animals, or even caring about themselves. But when one thing matters to them, they do three amazing things with one act. So that's what people are here today talking about. They're making you think. That's all it is. Nobody's here to force you into anything. They're giving you education. And that's what's so important, because do you know most schools don't talk about these things? They don't. And I loved when Veronica said that her life changed when she saw something on a video, I think it was on Facebook. That's what happened to me. I saw something on Facebook, a video, and it changed my whole life. And I was so sick that even though it was an animal cruelty thing I saw, and that made me stay away from it for those reasons, I was so sick that I winded up getting better. So it was like an amazing situation. So I really want people to know these things, so at least you can make a decision. You know what I mean? You're going to do what you want to do, right? Everybody ultimately does what they want to do. But nobody can do anything. They can't make any choice if they don't have information. And so that's what I think is so important. I just want you to have information and make educated choices for your families.